This episode is brought to you by Roni Rent, your go-to source for premium event rentals, and Real Home Lending LLC, NMLS number 2049205, your trusted partner for all your mortgage needs.
Welcome back to the Fearless Empowered Women podcast. I'm Eunice Ladipo, and as always, I have here with me my amazing co-host, Veronica.
Yes,
Uh,
thank you. It's good to be here.
if you're new to our podcast, this is where we talk about personal growth, business, and becoming the best version of yourself. Veronica, how are you today?
I am doing fantastic today, Eunice. Thank you. And I am excited because this week is National Library Week, which means it's a celebration of books, reading, learning. What better way to celebrate than to talk about books and one of the most powerful tools that we can have for growth, right? Books. So today we are diving into must-read books for women, entrepreneurs, and books that can shift your mindset and elevate your leadership skills.
Absolutely. The most successful people are lifelong learner. And books give us direct access to wisdom from some of the best minds in the world. So, if you're looking for books to add to your shelf, this episode is for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how much I love reading. I think that's how I center myself. Like, if the people that are really close to me know that um, if I'm not reading, then I'm probably not in a good headspace. Like that's how to know whether I'm center or what's going on in my world. So yeah, this episode is really special to me.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to share
And
some of the things that we've read and some of the books that we love.
yeah, and just to give you a shout out, actually, I very much love that about you. It's one of the striking things that when we first met, you're like, oh, I read this book, I read that book. And then obviously we should I say, started or joined a book club. And
Yeah.
for me, it encouraged me to read because you are a reader as well. So having friends that read and do the right things, that was very encouraging. And I got into books. And just to say, if you are listening and you're not much of a reader and you don't like reading, there's always audiobooks. So you can listen to the books, right? You can listen to the books while you drive, while you cook, while you learn, while you play. It's such a good way to make use of your time. And that's something that I do now. I'm not really a flip the book type of person. I prefer to read or listen to audiobooks when driving or when in the kitchen or when just, making use of my time. So let's start with why reading is obviously so powerful for entrepreneurs. Books give us new perspective. It helps us to gain practical strategies and inspiration. And in the world that's always evolving, continuous learning is definitely the key.
That's right. One book can change your entire approach to business, whether it's a strategy for scaling, developing leadership skill, or strengthening your mindset, which for me is key. Most of the time, we don't know how um, our environment have created our thinking and the way we view life. There is an analogy. I think I got this from Steve Harvey. I don't know where he got it from. Maybe he got it from someone else, but I got it from him. And he talked about this flea jar lid. Like if you put a um, flea into, if you put them in a jar, at first they leap, they can jump really high, but every time they hit their head on the cover, they reduce how high they go every time. And then when you now introduce new ones into the container, they never jump higher than the people, the ones that are already there jump. They don't even realize that they can jump much, there's room for them to jump high. So we don't know how our background, how we've been raised, the people, what we've been exposed to have actually impact on how we see life. Which somebody said something about, it's not the things that we know for sure that hurt us, but the things that we think we know that aren't true. So for me, to strengthen your mind, and books also offer tools that help us to grow. One book that truly awakened my consciousness to my consciousness is The Success Principle by Jack Canfield. I say that man is my teacher. I've never met him before, and we've talked about like building a community. Sometimes you don't have like immediate proximity to the people that can help you grow, but find books, maybe podcasts and things, identify people that can help you to grow. So Jack has been my silent leader, mentor, in mindset mindset shift space. So one of his books, this the first one that I read that introduced me to him, and I've loved him since then, is the Success Principle, and it opened my eyes to the patterns and the limiting beliefs that holds us back from achieving success. You know, Cranfield made it clear success isn't about luck. It's about taking 100% responsibility for our lives. That man, like when you read his book, like if you're not ready, if like you're somebody who don't like the truth, you won't like him because like he gives it to you.
He's a truth teller.
Yeah, he gives it to you. So it's about taking 100% responsibility for our lives, shifting our mindset, and consistently taking action.
Yeah.
So reading this book helped me to recognize the power of my thoughts, habits, and choices in shaping my future. And if you're feeling stuck, ask yourself, what pattern am I holding onto that are keeping me from the success I desire?
Right,
You know,
right. Yeah, because reading isn't just about business, right? It's about helping you to build your confidence, decision making, resilience, and basically the more you learn, the more empowered you become. So that's the benefit of reading books and learning and diving into what other people have suggested. Okay.
yeah, that's very true. And now, this is my favorite part. Let's go into our list of must read books. Some of the books that we've loved and have impacted. This won't cover everything that we love, but some of the top on our list that we want to share with you, and you may, try to see if they align with helping you in your journey. So now we're going to go into our list of must read books. These are books that have personally impacted us and so many other successful women. Veronica.
Yes. Okay, let's roll. So the first book is a book by Sheryl Sandberg. It's called Lean In. If you're not familiar with this woman, she was the COO for Facebook, obviously Meta right now. And her book really goes into challenging women to be game changers, think differently, owning your space, being leaders in the room. And I love that book because it talks about fear being the root of so many barriers that we hold as women. It challenges women to think beyond their fears and to support each other, one, take risks, two, and not limit yourselves in the jungle gym, she calls it. So it's about telling yourself that, hey, I can do this. I may have plans to be married in the future or to have many kids, but that's in the future. Why restrict yourself and not take a job now because of something you want to do in the future? So she speaks with a positive attitude and, helps us to change our perspective on how we think as women and build as women.
That's true. I mean, you're right. That's such a powerful read. Another book I love is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's all about small changes that lead to massive results. I know we all want to build our castles in the air in one day. Just wake up, poof, and it's there, right? But in real life, I know things hardly work like that. I think we can say that things don't work like that at all. There's a saying from Will Smith said, though my intention is to build a castle, but I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to every day live laying each brick one at a time to the best of my ability. So we sometimes underrate the effect of us, the small changes that can lead to massive results for us. Perfect for anyone looking to build discipline and consistency in business and every area of your life, not only business. Our goals are not limited to only business. Um, so, ladies, success isn't built on massive leaps. It's created through small, consistent actions. In Atomic Habits, James Clear shows us how tiny changes done daily can lead to extraordinary results. This year, I decided I want to be more intentional about my workouts and my fitness and everything. I've been somebody who's been struggling, always struggled with yo-yoing. One day I'm very determined and I'm doing it. And then the next day I just fall off for another 6 months and then I wake up. But this year actually, from January 1, I think I've only missed workout one time consistently because it was hard at first, but it's becoming easier by
Nice.
the day. So in this book, it teaches that every action is a vote for the person we want to become. And by making small improvements, just 1% better each day, we can actually transform our habits, our mindset, and our future. You know, what's Want to build a better habit? You have to start stacking them onto things that you already do, designing your environment for success. I mean, if you want to stop smoking, for example, you can hang around people that smoke. You have to intentionally cultivate the kind of environment that will lead to your success. So, what's one small habit that you can change today to step you into your fearless, empowered self? You need to think about.
I love that. And I learned recently that it takes 21 days to make or break a habit. So just try and do it for like 21 days and it becomes a habit. The next book is another book that's a must read, definitely, is The 10 Times Rule by Grant Cardone. Cardone, don't know if I'm pronouncing it properly. I think it's a French name, but anyway, he has a great book, great read. In the 10 Times Rule, Grant talks about emphasizing um, achieving the success that you desire requires following the powerful principle of setting your goals that are 10 times bigger. So if you think about your goal, think of it to be 10 times bigger than what you're actually planning, right? Set it to be 10 times bigger than you initially aim, and then take 10 times the action that you believe is necessary to achieve that goal. Basically, meaning you need to put that work in, put the mindset that demands bold thinking and massive action. So, someone said, if your goals don't scare you, then they're not big enough. Essentially, that's what this book is saying. You need to put the work in and make sure you put your effort to be 10 times the size so that you actually reach your goal. To succeed, You must dominate your space, push beyond your limits, and take steps that others consider excessive or unrealistic. But those steps will get you to where you need to be in order to achieve your goals.
Okay, that sounds like a good read.
Yeah.
And I see. My next book actually is for um, mindset shifts. I highly recommend The Confidence Code by Katie K and Claire Shipman. It dives deep into how confidence is built and why it's crucial for success. I mean, confidence isn't something we're born with, you know, it's something we build. Sometimes some people are lucky that their parents helped them to build it. So you started building it even before you realized that you were doing that. Um, in the confidence code, Katie Kay and Claire Shipman revealed the true confidence that true confidence come from action, risk taking, and resilience. I mean, most of us are not comfortable with taking risks, but if we're to succeed, there's no way you can shy away from taking risks. There's no way you can take that leap without the fear of getting bonds. And that's the title of our podcast, like fearless, becoming fearless. They break the myth that we need to be perfect before we start, and instead, they encourage us to take both steps, which is what we intend for all of our listeners from this podcast. I mean, even when we feel uncertain, fearless, empowered women don't wait for confidence. We're not going to be waiting for when we're confident, fully confident. So, what's one bold action you can take today to step into your power as a fearless, empowered woman?
Well, those are definitely loaded questions. So I must read that book.
It's a good
So
one.
if you're looking for financial empowerment, check out You Are a Badass at Making Money. It's a book by Jen Sincero. I mean, the title alone is a badass, right? I think every woman should strive to be a badass at whatever she's doing, and really, it just means being great, being in control of your goals. And she talks about financial goals, um, finding ways to save your money. It's a motivational book. It's a fun motivational book, actually, that changes the shift of how you spend money, money mindsets, and stepping into financial success. I think all of us should strive for some level of financial success in 2025. And we kind of need to look at it and say, what do I need to change? What are the mindset that I need to change? How do I save? And Sincero went from working from her living room and in her home to basically traveling the world and making loads of money from what she set her mind to. So it comes with just changing your mindset as to how you save, how you spend, and how to build that financial freedom.
Hmm, that's a good one. I'm going to look for and read that one. I haven't read it, so I'm looking forward to enjoying it and us sharing, reviewing it together.
Yeah.
And so another one that I recommend, this one is not financial and it's not like the uh, building your empire. It's more around the matters of the heart by Thelma Bryant. It is more because, all of these fun things, a strong mind is needed to be able to stay consistent, to be able to do all of these lovely things that we've talked about. So, healing and growth begin with understanding the matter of the heart. In this book, Dr. Tilma Bryant guides us through the journey of overcoming past wounds. I mean, we talked about it like your old patterns. You need to understand them to overcome them and embrace your self worth. You need to embrace your self worth to reclaim your joy. She reminds us that healing isn't about ignoring our pain, but acknowledging it. Bring it forward, bring it to your consciousness and deal with it. I mean, I feel that our society, our environment teach us to just band-aid everything, like cover it up, like don't bring it. That's weakness. That's this, and but there's no healing without acknowledgement. You need to acknowledge it to learn from it. Our pains are actually, like, I call them school fees. And our Nigerian audience will understand this. School fees is the price that you pay for whatever knowledge you're acquiring. Like, that is, so your pain, you've already paid the dues. Like, why not bring it forward so you can get the benefits of the knowledge and what that pain taught you, and maybe even share it with others so they don't have to go through that again. And so, um, fearless, empowered women don't just survive, we should strive to thrive. What's one step that you can take today to nurture your heart and step into your full power? That's another question that we want you to bring forward and answer honestly to yourself.
I love that. I love that question. And it's important, like you said, that women, all of us listening, talking, thriving or living, should thrive, right? We should thrive and we should heal, right? We can't move forward without healing. So we should look inside and say, what's blocking us? What's stopping us? And how can we pursue our greater selves? And what do we need to do to heal? So that's certainly important. So um, I'll probably just say one more book, I promise, and we can move on to the next topic because you just made me remember this book that I actually just finished last week. Um, it's a book by Valerie Burton, and she has a series of books. But this book is called Successful Women Think Differently. And for me, that book, and it talks about 9 habits of how to think differently, how to think because, and how successful women think, right? And it delves into 9 habits that we need to adopt in order to think like a successful woman. And one of those is obviously, our mindset as well that we've talked about with different books, but so many different nuggets taken from that book to say, hey, let's think differently. Let's get from A to Z. In order to get from A to Z, we need to think like a successful woman. And so the question is, how do successful women think? Read it to find out all the 9 habits. Great book.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. No, reading is great, but if we're not implementing what we get from our readings, like I said, I mean, the time you take to read is something. So you're not getting the benefit of the essence of the knowledge that whoever's gone through that and written the book that you just read, that they're trying to share with you. One key thing that I do is when I read a book, I try to identify, I open the first page with this question in my mind. What are the 3 key things that I'm going to change in my life, the way I see life, and generally, what this book is about after reading it? So I make a note when I'm done reading, like, these are the needles that I will move in my life based on this book. So implementing is very important, because if you have all of this knowledge and you're not implementing it, it's a waste. It's a
Yeah,
waste.
yeah, definitely, definitely take notes. Take notes, highlight the part that's sort of you feel as a ha point is important. Highlight it. If it's your book, even if it's an audio book that you're reading, Audible has highlighting options. Highlight it, pin it down, and make your notes so that you can kind of always reference it and go back to those books or those points that are crucial to moving forward and taking the next steps as recommended.
And another great habit that can help you with implementing is discussing with others. like I said, Veronica and I, we need to go back to that, by the way.
Right.
Well, we'll pick a book, we'll read, and then review together. Because sometimes our mindset, where we are in our life, determine what we take away from the book. Then, so seeing it from another point of view sometimes will jitter our memories towards things that we probably missed based on our mindset. You know, so just or you can form a group. We are that. Just a mastermind group, or there are like meetup groups, and you can set one up if you don't like, if you prefer it, if your goals are pushing you in a kind of direction that there seem to be no exact fit for what you're trying to achieve right now. You can create one, find people that are trying to go on the same journey with you, and just review them. Create that mastermind club, and read and review. Even if it's just to just call a friend and share, insights with them about what you just read, about what you learn. Talking about what you have learned from the reading will actually make it stick, and then you can tell them about your goals, the three things that you're taking away from the books that you want to implement, so they can be your accountability partner in checking you towards making sure that you actually do what you're planning or you intend to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Take action, really, right? Take action. If a book tells you to, gives you a strategy, right? If a book gives you three strategies, go ahead and try them, right? You have nothing to lose. These are proven strategies by most experts who write books, right? They write the books because they've taken the time to research and to gain the knowledge, and they're sharing that knowledge with you. So go ahead and don't be afraid to try those strategies and implement one small change and see how it will work for you. Right. So take the bold steps and see what you can learn or gain from it.
Yeah, I knew when we started that this would be my favorite episode so far, and it's really looking to be that way. I've really enjoyed you sharing your reads with me. I've taken notes. I'm going to read some of them, and looking forward to reviewing them with you. This has been such a great conversation, ladies and gents. If you're joining us, we challenge you to pick one of these books if you haven't read them before, this month, and start applying what you've learned.
Yes, and let us know. Let us know what's a book that changed your perspective, and either in business or in life. Share it with us on our Instagram page, or put a comment, or send us an email. We want to hear from you. Let's hear what has changed or impacted your life from reading.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in to the Fearless Empowered Women podcast. We hope you found it insightful in your growth and empowerment journey. Connect with us on Instagram at Fearless Women Pod, or send us an email to podcastview@gmail.com to share your views. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.